Welcome to Southside High School for a little scrimmage. It's Southside taking on Huntingdon. Greg Hammond alongside Mark Goodson. Coach Goodson, what do you expect to see today from these two teams?
Well, I hope that they are working on basics such as good stance and starts, coming off the ball quickly, sustaining blocks, and executing plays. That's the name of the game.
All right, and we believe the format to be that each team will get 10 plays, regardless of how they do. Each team will get 10 plays. So it's Southside taking on Huntingdon. And Coach Goodson, what do we know about Huntingdon?
Well, they like misdirection, a lot like Southside Hawks do. You're going to see a lot of twisting and turning in the backfield, misdirection, trying to get linebackers to bite on things that aren't there, and hopefully that will break the running back free.
And of course, the Mustangs have to live without Jacob Warburton. He is graduating this month, and he was a great quarterback for Huntingdon. So it'll be interesting to see how the Mustang offense runs without Warburton. Coach Goodson, what do we know about Southside?
The Southside is exactly the team that I thought it was last year. It's young, somewhat experienced, and needing to prove itself tonight.
And of course, they have a new head coach, Jason Driggers. He was previously the defensive coordinator here at Southside. Coach, how important, and I know you started the broadcast talking about working on the little things, how important will it be for technique and footwork for each position here?
Technique and footwork allow a player to execute quickly. If you don't attack quickly, things get in slow motion, plays don't open up as far as holes go, running backs get caught in the backfield. Big wide field, the quarterback had a bad snap, he's running for his life. Here's number 28 making the tackle, good tackle.
Nice play there by the Southside defense. And it almost looked for a second that Huntingdon was going to make something out of nothing, but I think that was Jaquarius Thorpe coming in there like
down the line and made a great tackle, good pursuit angle. I really liked that play on his part. Quarterback had a misdirection snap over his head just about. Had recovery and run for his life.
The Southside defensive line on one knee waiting for the play. The linebackers in anticipation, wondering if they can stop the state runners up from scoring on their opening drive.
State runners up. I'd forgotten that. They had a great quarterback last year.
They sure did. Jacob Warburton. They had Jacob Warburton. New quarterback now, but
here we go. Quarterback's looking to throw the ball, throws it out in the strong side flat. He's going to score. They had number 88.
He'll cross the line for a touchdown.
Number 88's got to be chewing himself for missing that tackle. So I think we're going to just turn around there on the 20 and continue. It will continue to be Mustang ball.
We'll have a replay here of the Huntingdon touchdown. Again, it was just a pass, and it was a complete pass out in the flat. Coach, you don't expect Huntingdon to throw the ball, but when they do, good things happen.
Seems like that's working for them.
We go back to live action here.
All right, got a wing right, handing off to the halfback. He's caught in the backfield and breaks loose, and he's going to score. He just broke it. Number 22 missed the angle on tackle.
Glenn Hilliard, a great running back for the Huntingdon Mustangs. It looked for a moment that Southside had Hilliard down in the back.
And they're giving it to the halfback, and he's going up by number 84.
We'll do our best to get the Huntingdon names for you. We contacted the school this week to get a roster, and well, Greg, we don't have numbers on our practice jersey. They did send us some names, so we're going to try our best to get the Huntingdon names in.
All right, here we go. Well, they've got two more plays.
I believe that's right. And that quarterback is a big kid.
All right. Huntington strong to the right, going to the weak side of the field. Good run, good tackle. Gain of about 5 yards.
Jake Sisk is the quarterback in for Huntingdon. The Mustangs just big up front. So right now, if you're keeping score at home, we're going to score it. We'll just give them 7. They didn't go extra point, but we're going to say it's Huntingdon 7, Southside 0 here in the opening minutes of this scrimmage.
Southside's got some big old boys out there on that front line.
They do have big guys on that front line. They got Brian Honey, Josh James, Jacob Barber. A lot of these guys playing both ways.
Yep. All right, Huntington's strong to the right. And they're running to the right. Oh, we got it on the line of scrimmage. Great tackle.
That was a great play, a great tackle.
Number 44.
Tackle. Jack Brown there in on the stop for Southside. A great defensive step.
All right, here we go. Well, they came to the line. Now they're back like something.
Take you back one play. We'll take you back one play. Let's see if we can't get that replay, if we can find it. But again, a great effort here by both teams in the early goings of this scrimmage, Southside and Huntingdon. Okay, live action.
All right, Mustangs coming up the line. They're showing strong left. Got a wing to the left. 2 tight ends. Ball's high. All got a misdirection. Quarterback's looking to run the ball, and he is being tackled by 3 Hawks.
Great recovery there by Southside because it looked at for a minute.
Fullback up the middle, and about
that fullback dive or trap will be Southside's bread and butter this fall.
It needs to be in this offense. You've got to keep those linebackers honest in order to open that option up on the outsides.
That was play number 1 in the second drive for Southside. Again, both teams will get 10 plays regardless.
Southside's coming out of the huddle.
Cadron Edwards is the quarterback. Andrew Hill at fullback.
A little misdirection.
Will he
got
pitch
an option.
It was a late pitch there
option
to Austin Burney. Coach, should he have kept it there? It seemed the pitch came a little bit.
It wasn't there for him to make that pitch. He faked like he was going up, and the tailback thought he was and sort of took his eye off the ball. It ended up being a bad pitch anyway behind the tailback, who didn't really have a chance to even catch the ball. All he could do was hope to fall on it.
Southside's quarterback these 2 drives have been Cadron Edwards. Last year, Cadron was a slot or a wide out for the Hawks. This season, he'll be asked to play quarterback. So spring practice, an important time for players playing new positions.
All right, so Hawks are coming up the line. Got twins to the right.
Edwards under center.
Got a quarterback keeper.
He'll keep it.
Doesn't seem like we're moving too much on the center guard play there on that play.
The second play for Southside, the second of 10 plays. You'll see Coach Driggers in and out of the Southside huddle. He's the head coach now, but really cut his teeth coaching defense at both Humboldt and Southside.
Huntington's staying in that 6-1 defense.
Cadron Edwards, your quarterback.
I got a balanced offense by the Hawks. Motion in backfield.
The give to Burney, and there for the stop.
They were waiting on him. 2 of them waiting on him.
Huntington, a lot of people, when they think about Huntington, they think about that offense, but the defense certainly stout on that play there.
They're reading their keys well, making some plays. That's the whole idea of defense. Read those keys.
Back to live action here. Quentin Dotson and Andrew Burney, your slot backs for Southside.
All right, quarterback kept the ball, had a little fumbleitis there trying to get a hold of it, but ran down the strong side towards the right and made a gain of about 1
Coach
yard.
Goodson, you know, terminology, one of the fun things about football, and earlier this week when we were preparing for the broadcast, Southside calls their halfback or their wings, they call them the slot
Slots.
position,
Yeah.
which is a little
Okay.
confusing, but I guess if it works.
Okay.
Dotson and Bernie, your wings here. Andrew Hill at
motion.
fullback. It's a pass.
Oh.
Near.
Tried to make left side, number 22. Ended up throwing it over his head and then hit the defender right in the chest.
I believe that was play number 4. Coach
Wide out just wasn't tall enough to make that play.
Kind of one-handed it there.
Yeah. All right, we got twins to the right.
It was C.J. Hunt, I believe, who was the intended receiver on the last play. And I don't think this will count against Southside. I think they'll still be ready for their 5th play. At least if you're Coach Driggers, you hope that doesn't count against you.
I'm not sure what he called there. It was a line judge down here on this side.
Of course, the players getting back in game shape, and the officials also getting back in game
You got
shape.
twins to the right. Dive up the middle. Fullback gained about 2 yards.
Andrew Hill there, and you know, you put 2 wide thinking that maybe they'll pass the ball, but they go to the fullback, and maybe that creates a little space for your fullback.
Triggers offense. A lot of people out there to throw the ball to. If you can run that ball up the middle, you can win some ball games. Twins to the right. Here we go. Another pass. Got a little screen play. Good little gain, about 5 yards.
A nice gain there. We believe that's Alec Forrest. That is Alec Forrest. He's a rising senior for the Southside Hawks.
That was a good catch. I like the way he looked that ball all the way in, tucked it, and carried it with 2 hands. And
it's a nice target for the Southside quarterbacks.
Like to see a little bit more zip on that pass.
A quick replay. Here.
All right, once again, Hawks strong to the right with wide out to the left. Looking for a pass, going long.
Going deep.
Number 6 out there.
So it looks
Austin
like on just the second
Bernie.
drive, Southside is going to try their passing plays. Coach Goodson, if you kind of read into that, what does that say to you? Southside really going their passing package this early?
Well, the passing is open. We just need to prove that we can do it. They are so concerned right now if they're staying in this 6-1 defense with stopping the run, especially in the middle, that it opens up things on the outside and corners and deep down the field. We had the opportunity to score there, just did not make the connection.
If you're just now joining us, this is the 3rd offensive series of the game. The second
Hawks are strong to the right, motion, got a lot of twisting action, and he's going to be caught. Did not make a block.
Coach, it was a lot of traffic there in the backfield, and a lot of the traffic was on Southside's end.
Yeah, there was a lot of twists and turning, and the fullback seemed like he was standing in the middle of it. He didn't make a good block, which just killed the play.
A lot of Huntingdon blue shirts there to make the stop. And it appears that Southside will go on defense. This will be Huntingdon's 2nd offensive drive. And again, it's a 7-0 Huntingdon. This will be Huntingdon's 2nd offensive drive. Coach, what did you like from Huntingdon on their opening drive?
On the opening drive, they didn't do anything special. It was just that the Hawks seemingly weren't executing on making tackles. You can't do that. I don't care what level of ball you play, from pee-wee up to the pros. We had runner in the backfield, had him, let him go and ran for 60 yards. We had him in the backfield. Make that execution on the tackle, and we're doing well. The thing I want to see the Hawks improve is making better tackles.
We talked earlier about Coach Driggers' resume. We'll get back to that here for a second. After his stint as head coach at Obion County for a year, came back to Southside, was defensive coordinator and then went to Humboldt as defensive coordinator. He was named head coach at Southside back in February. Here's
All right, Mustangs in a strong right. Quarterback takes the ball, and he's going to run it. About a 6-yard gain, 5-6-yard gain.
I believe
nice
that was Glenn
gain.
Hilliard there taking the snap.
Yeah, the thing about that particular run is they use that fullback and tailback as both of them blocking up the hole, and the quarterback goes unaccounted as far as assignment on the defense, and you just got to pray that someone can get to him.
You know, a lot of people like to see spread, shotgun, a lot of passing, but this Huntingdon offense is just exciting.
Wing T is an old formation, and the thing about it is you can do so much. There's the ball over the head of the quarterback, and we should have him in for a loss, but he's going to get yards out of it.
I guess the good ones make something out of nothing.
Well, Pursuit was a little late getting over there, especially from the free safety position. He took a bad angle on that and allowed him to make more yards than what he should have.
I believe that was Jake Sisk there running the ball for Huntingdon.
Mustangs have a little speed. That's been a difference. Here they are, strong to the right, misdirection.
Is that Sally play?
That's
again,
a
Coach?
Sally play, and he runs himself out of the hole where the ball's going. There we go, missed tackle. We had him on the line of scrimmage, and
It's going to make it. We're just going to call it 14-0. They haven't been going for PATs, but just to keep it simple, we'll call it 14-7.
I don't know the name of that running back, but he's got some good little speed.
Now, we know Hilliard was a star for Huntingdon last year, and again, the Huntingdon practice jerseys don't have numbers, so we're just going to go with the roster that was given to us by the school and do our best.
Yeah.
But a great gain, a great play, a touchdown there for the Mustangs, 14-0 Huntingdon.
They've got him listed as halfback, Glenn Hilliard, fullback, Tyler Bush, and wingback is Joseph Atkins.
One of the things I was excited about seeing is if Jake Sisk would run the ball as much as Warburton won the ball. And right now it just looks like they're really carrying the load as a team.
All right, ball's high. Little run to the left, and it went for about 5 yards. We did not make good blocking decisions up there on the line of scrimmage. The offensive line was able to get angles on us.
Quick look at the replay. The running back just kind of goes behind the quarterback and follows his blockers, and he has speed. About an 8-yard gain there for the Mustangs.
Number 42 for Southside is coming in, playing on the weak side. No, he's playing middle linebacker. All right, here comes Huntington, strong to the right, motion to the right, and he's looking for the pass ball, rolling out, and he's wide open. He catches the ball, and he's going to score. Southside was.
And Huntington will lull you to sleep on their runs, and you see there Jake Sisk putting up a great pass for a wide open touchdown for the Mustangs.
Yeah, I had the back just ran straight down the field and nobody picked him up.
We'll score at 21-0 for the Mustangs. You can watch the replay. Sisk had great blocking. No one was in the backfield with him, and he just tosses the ball over the defense. And again, the wide receiver alone by himself for the score, 21-0 Huntingdon.
I don't know where the free safety was on that play, but somebody should have been back there with him.
Interesting thing about this, the Southside coaching staff and the Huntingdon coaching staff very familiar with each other, really scrimmaging each other really every year, and they actually exchanged playbooks the weeks leading into this scrimmage.
All right, we got a run by Huntington. The quarterback just kept the ball, and he's running up the left side of the field, and he's finally broken down.
This showing that he can run the ball. Of course, again, we talked about the quarterback last year, Warbritton for Huntingdon, and it's Sisk showing here that he can carry the rock.
Mustangs showing a dual threat here with this quarterback and halfback. They're running the ball well.
Look here at the replay, and if you're a Huntingdon fan, you like to see in Sisk is he's not looking for the sideline. He's looking for daylight down the field, and a great effort there by the Huntingdon quarterback, Jake Sisk. Going right back at
the
it.
Hawks need a good stop right here. They need a good play.
We'll pay extra attention here to the Southside defensive line.
All right, the offense run the ball. I believe the quarterback kept the ball and ran it for about.
The Southside defensive line kind of does what you want them to do, make a pile and allow the linebackers to make the play, but making that pile just really bought the Mustangs a little bit of time, and they just ran the daylight.
Sort of looked like the defensive line for Southside Hawks are just filling holes and not really getting any penetration there from tackle to tackle. I don't know if that's something that the coaching staff is trying to do with this angle blocking that the Mustangs are trying to run through the wing T. All right, the Mustangs in motion to the left, and he's looking to throw the ball. Quarterback's running for his life. He's trying to get rid of it.
Good pressure, solid pressure.
Number 44 and 65 did a good job. Mustangs like to run that quarterback to the short side of the field.
This is the last day for Southside spring practice. You got to say it's been productive. Again, they're breaking in a new quarterback. Cadron Edwards was a slot, wide receiver, halfback at sometimes last year. They've asked him to play quarterback, and it really will be a quarterback competition, and we'll tell you a little bit about that later here. We go back to live action.
All right, Mustangs line up wing right, strung to the right. Quarterback's looking to throw the ball, and he's got somebody wide open. Number 88 bid on a run and vacated his spot in strong left with the wide receiver to the right. Ball's high. They're looking, ball's, and he's met by number 3. Falls forward for about a yard and a half gain.
Not a bad play there by the Southside defense. A nice stop.
Number 3 stayed home, and he did a good job. He was right there where he needed to be.
Aaron Warren, number 3 for Southside. While we do have a break in action, Tradarius Cannon caught up with Coach Driggers, and he asked him about who is his best defensive player. We'll play that soundbite now.
Who's your best defensive player, and what do you like about him?
Well, we've got several that are good players. Again, KD is playing some safety. We have Toll that's going to play defensive line. Denver will play defensive line. He'll be linebacker. Jack Brown will be a linebacker. Brandon Turner will be out there. So there's several that we have that we feel pretty good about. We just got to work and get a little bit better.
Those comments from Coach Driggers earlier this week while we were away. Huntingdon with a 4th score. We're going to call it 28-0 Huntingdon. Again, the Mustangs coming in here. They're the state runner-up. They didn't lose a whole lot of talent. And just look at across the field, they're a big, tough team. They come in here and they provide Southside with really the test they're looking for. You want to close out your spring with the test. You want to have plenty of video to go back and look at and point out where the team needs to improve. This will be the 3rd series for Southside, and now it looks like it's Cade Willingham coming out at quarterback for the Southside Hawks. Here, their 3rd drive. Their first drive, mainly runs. Their 2nd drive, mainly passes. Let's see what Cade Willingham does at quarterback.
All right, the Hawks line up, strung to the right. Motion to the right, fullback. Did not get the ball. The ball's on the ground, and Huntingdon recovers the ball.
Again, a new quarterback coming in. Timing's an issue. You had Andrew Hill, who's pretty much played fullback the entire game, new quarterback in, and it just takes a little bit, Coach, to get the timing down.
These boys, when it's live, it's a different ball game. That timing is everything.
It'll be interesting to see if Willingham can improve from the Trenton Peabody scrimmage. And I know there's not a whole lot you can do within the span of a week, but I know talking to him, he does want to run the option a little better.
All right, Hawks twins to the right and motion to the right and give to the slot coming across, and he's caught in the backfield.
That was play number 2. So the guy who had been running quarterback, Cadrian Edwards, lined up at slot that time. You saw the speed, but there was really no room there on the corners to get through.
We did not get a good block on the end on the line at all, causing the slot running the ball to go even further down the line and giving defense time to catch up.
That was play number 2, I believe, for Southside. Cade Willingham now at quarterback. He's a rising sophomore and got a little bit of playing time as a true freshman last season.
All right, Hawks coming out, twins to the right.
Play number 3.
Looking
Pump
to pass the ball.
Can he catch up with it?
No, throws an interception.
Great catch.
He's running against the grain, far side of the field.
And you hear there the whistles are blown before the play's actually dead. You want to keep the guys healthy. You want good competition, but again, Coach Goodson, they do want to keep the guys safe.
You got that right. There's nothing worse than getting a player hurt in spring training.
You got to like the pump fake there by Cade Willingham. And, again, we talk about timing, and maybe if this is week 3 in the fall that the pass a little bit on time.
The wide receiver got off the line and he was running straight down the field. The quarterback just overthrew the ball. That's just a timing play, and they'll get that worked out with a lot of reps. Hawks coming up in a balanced offense, motion to the left, fullback dive up the middle, and down for a gain of nothing.
This production is being brought to you by the broadcasting class at Southside High School. Our students are serving as directors and camera people. Crystal Autry at director, Alex Glenn, and Derek Bailey on camera today for us, and they're doing a great job.
You know, one thing I like about Driggers, he believes in the better your competition, the better you become, and that's part of the game. If you want to get good, you got to play good.
A little bit of trickery here by Southside.
Yeah.
It was Quentin Dotson coming from the right side, a little bit of delay, and nice speed there, just no open lanes by the time he got to about the 2-yard.
Yeah, got up there to the hole, and middle linebacker closed it and did not make a gain out of it. Good pursuit by the defense. Just need to be a little faster, and we can bust that play.
Southside wanted to take advantage of these offensive plays that they have.
Motion to the right. Passing.
Great effort there by the
A little behind the wide receiver.
that was Austin Burney, the intended receiver on that pass.
The quarterback showed a little stronger arm that time.
Austin Burney was a quarterback his freshman year. His sophomore year when he moved at the varsity, they put him at a wide receiver. So now a rising senior, they'll need a lot of production from Austin Burney this fall.
Sure will. Here we go. Southside is still in the balanced offense. Motion to the right. Pitch to the right. He's got some room. I got him. Option play and a bad pitch. Twins to the right for the Hawks. No motion. Little screen play. And he's making his way up about 4.
Fans will enjoy the Hawks airing it out a little bit here. That was Alec Forrest, I believe.
Number 9 did a good job and sustained the block, allowing the back to get up 4 yards upfield.
We have a replay here, and it was Alec Forrest. A nice catch, nice block. And Cadron Edwards just a little dinged up there on that play blocking.
All right, the Hawks are in the balance offense again. Motion to the right, pass, looking for a slant. And
hair low, but again, forget about the pass, Coach. Everything was there.
That's the thing about these pass attempts. Everything is there. It's just a matter of executing. That could have been a good-sized play. At least 12 yards, the ball have been there. But they'll get that worked out. Just more reps, and teams do get better.
So far, we've seen two quarterbacks from Southside, Cadron Edwards, Kate Willingham. But again, man, you got Huntingdon here at Southside. And we asked Coach Driggers earlier this week, Tradarius Cannon asked him, what were the positives of scrimmaging a team with a talent as Huntingdon? We'll go to that soundbite now.
So how will the scrimmage against Huntingdon make you better?
Well, Huntingdon has a, tradition that's unbelievable. Last year they got beat by 1 point in the state finals. They went for 2 to win it and didn't get it. Came up a little bit short, but they're really good. They've lost a lot of guys off that team, just like we have. But anytime you scrimmage them, you're going to kind of know how you stand, where you stand, and so it'll be a good challenge that we're looking forward to.
All right, back to live action, and we're going to take a break here on the broadcast as we have a little bit of rain, so we want to keep the students and the equipment safe, and we'll take a timeout and hopefully bring you a little bit more from the Southside Huntingdon scrimmage. Welcome back to Southside Stadium, where the Southside Hawks are closing out spring practice with a scrimmage against the Huntingdon Mustangs. Greg Hammond alongside Mark Goodson. Coach, it's turned out to be a really good scrimmage. I think both teams are going to learn a lot about themselves.
Well, I think that both teams have a lot to work on. The pursuit of excellence is something that doesn't come to you overnight. You have to work for it, and it's lots of practice, repetition. The Hawks have a lot of good athletes out there, good basic athletes that are good listeners, can step up and fill the voids of good players that have graduated and take this team to the next level. And that's really, a winning season.
And that's really important when you have a new coach. He's just looking for guys that are coachable, and I think he has a group like that right now. Huntingdon.
Yep. Huntington's rolling out. Little man out there, number 20 or number 30. That was a great tackle.
Nice job by Southside. And of course, as we said, a lot of the reserve players are coming in now, but all of the tape will be looked over by the coaching staff, every bit of it, and we'll have a replay here.
Quarterback faked the handoff, then rolled back toward the short side of the field and threw the pass. Pass was about 5 yards.
Good play there by the Southside defense.
Here we go. Handoff to the slot, and he's met on the line of scrimmage, driven back about 2.5 yards.
I believe
number 51's in on that play.
51 and 65. Another thing you get in spring practice, Coach, is you get a lot of baseball players in here, and they haven't been able to participate in spring practice as much as everybody else. But guys like Mason Taylor really want to have a good showing in this last scrimmage.
That they do.
Just good effort there by Southside.
All right, we're boxed up in there. Here's a handoff. He turns it back up the middle for about a 3-yard gain.
And as you said, Coach Goodson, it does look like both teams mixing and matching their lineups now. And I guess the starters got about 3 series, it looks like, before the reserves came in.
The biggest concern I have as a Mustang observer is the exchange of center to quarterback. We've had a lot of high snaps, so running out that shotgun formation where the quarterbacks drop back and long snapping it. Too many high snaps, which throws your timing off quite a bit. For the offense on South Side, I'd really like to see that zero hole open up. That fullback has got to be able to hit that hole and bust it up that middle. He needs to be a punishing runner. Hit that hole hard and fast and make them pay.
Andrew Hill, the fullback for Southside. He'll need a reliable backup, and we hope to see that here. It's Kay Willingham in at quarterback, his second offensive series.
Right. Hawks motion to the left, and they're giving it that fullback again. Gaining about maybe a half yard.
According to our roster, Andrew Warren there, wearing number 3, and it looks like he's going to be the backup for Andrew Hill. The fullback position will be key here for Southside.
You know, one of the things that all these backups, they want the opportunity to prove themselves, and they're having the opportunity now. They really want to do well. All right, here we go. Got a motion to the left, another dive up the middle, but left on trailing slot back, and he was caught in the backfield for a loss of about 2.
Coach, I don't know about you, but I'll tell you what I saw on that play. I saw a quarterback who knew he needed to keep it, a fullback who didn't quite know to give it up, and a pitchman who wasn't ready for it.
The field on the exchange between the quarterback and fullback has got to be one where that fullback doesn't close his hands on that ball too soon. The quarterback's responsible for putting it in that breadbasket, and he's got to still be able to pull it out. All right, another dive right up the middle.
Quarterback keeper. It looks like he extended the ball for the fullback, but I'm not sure the fullback was there. And going back to that last play, I think that's where Kay Willingham showed he's used to being with the first team, but in with second teamers, and maybe they're just a step behind.
They may be. Coach Strigger is keeping this fullback play up the middle. He's wanting it to work. It's got to work. Little misdirection to the slot, motion to the right. He's caught on the line of scrimmage and tackled.
C.J. Hunt, runner there, and I think, he's a young running back, and I think you saw that there. If he puts his heads up, maybe you can see that he has a blocker and a little bit of daylight. Yeah. They'll go back, they'll look through the tape, he'll get coached up and have a better performance in the fall.
I'm not sure how many up-and-coming seniors we'll have on the team next year. Do you have any idea?
I want to say we saw somewhere between 9 and 12. Here in a second, we'll count them for you.
Okay.
They give it back to C.J. Hunt to give him another chance.
Yep.
Austin Burney, a rising senior. Cadrian Edwards. Andrew Hill. Quentin Dotson. Brandon Turner, another senior. Jack Brown. Colin Diggs. And you get to the linemen here. The linemen, really the most experienced group. Colin Diggs, rising senior. Jacob Barber, rising senior. Holm Bennett, Denver McCaskill, that whole group there, rising seniors. And the rain getting a little heavier here.
A little heavier. All right, here comes the Hawks. Motion to the right. Fake up the middle to the fullback. And tried to pass the ball to tight end. And did not connect. Incomplete pass.
Tyler Deaton, the intended receiver there. Deaton, one of those rising seniors that hope to give Coach Driggers a winning season in his first season as head coach here. Last year, Coach Driggers was at Humboldt High School as a defensive coordinator. This is his third stint back at Southside, but his first as head coach.
All right, Hawks showing strong to the right, most to the left, give up full back up the middle. He fights for about 1 yard.
Aaron Warren showing a little bit of durability and toughness there as Kay Willingham hands off to the fullback for the positive play.
Greg, that last play before this last run, once again the pass was there. It's just a matter of connecting, and that's seemingly been the case all night. We've got people in the right position. We just need to execute.
Brandon Smith out at wide out here on the right side. Again, it's really hard to ask. You know, I want you to make that pocket. Don't commit.
Yeah.
When at the beginning of the broadcast we talked about footwork, we talked about the little things, and that's one of the little finesse things they have to improve on.
One of the things quarterback will do is he'll take his foot that's nearest to the line of scrimmage, and he will step, moving the ball as he goes forward, and the fullback feels that ball in there. And when that quarterback steps back to gain his balance, he's either taking it out, has given it to him.
A nice little play there by Southside, the Hawks, showing that, hey, we can air it out. Kay Willingham, the pass to Brandon Smith. A nice effort to make sure he makes the catch, and you see the replay there. Smith getting upfield. The blocking's pretty good there. Willingham throwing it there for the quick stand-up.
That's a daring pass play. If that wide receiver doesn't make that block, that can be a big loss. But the slot man came out there and made the block on him, opened that hole for that reception. Another dive fake up the middle and a short pass. Once again, wide receiver is wide open, but the ball was underthrown.
Definitely, you know, the coach is calling a great game when you have a guy like that wide open. And you wonder, it is raining outside, you wonder if the rain has any bearing on Willingham's ability to get the ball downfield.
Well, rain's part of football. And I do know that these coaches work with wet balls every once in a while. You've got to, if you've got to prepare yourself for things like that.
If you're just joining us, it's Southside and Huntingdon. And, Coach, I think the Mustangs have 4 touchdowns so far, the majority of those, if not all, by the Huntingdon first team.
And the thing about those 4 touchdowns, they were all busted plays. They were the running back scrambling for his life, missed snaps where the quarterback had to scramble, and I only remember one where he rolled out left and kept the ball and purposely ran it as a quarterback up the line.
Earlier this week, Southside Broadcasting student Tradarius Cannon caught up with Coach Triggers to ask him who was his most competitive player.
So do you know who was your most competitive player out there?
We're still figuring that out. These guys are really competing very hard, and I feel really good about the spring we've had so far. We just got we've got a lot of work to do still.
So he's still filling his team out here in his first season as head coach. And if you've been paying attention here in the video, you will see Jerry Hayes, the head coach here at Southside for several years, 18 years I believe he was head coach here at Southside. So he's helping out this spring while Coach Driggers continues to get his staff together.
The changing of the guard.
It's a beautiful thing.
Yes, it is. Jerry Hayes is one of the greats.
And Coach Driggers had 2 coaching stints with him. Again, we'll tell you how he really got to where he was. After Bethel University, he was assistant at McKenzie, assistant under Jerry Hayes at Southside for about 5 years before getting his first head coaching job at Obion County Central. The Mustangs back on offense. They'll go to the outside, cutting back in, but the Southside defense doing a great job to close down the little bit of daylight that was there.
51 came from backside and took a good pursuit angle and ended up making the hit and the tackle.
Colin Diggs wearing 51 for the Southside Hawks. And taking a look at the defense, a lot of those guys are going to be your starters. I see Austin Burney in at safety. So it's really a mix of first and second team. So from the coaching standpoint, you hope not to see a whole lot of drop-off.
I think the defensive line is second string with the secondary being first string. All right, here's a give to the left-hand side, and running backs run some daily 10, 11 yards.
Huntingdon showing some speed on the outside there. Of course, it'll take depth to make a deep run like Huntingdon made last year. Huntingdon making a deep run in the state playoffs, appearing in the championship game, finishing second in the state. So, again, an important outing for Huntingdon as well as Southside. You know, a lot of head coaches are kind of hands-off. They allow their assistants to do a lot of the work. But Coach Drigger is here in his first year, very active in the defensive calls here.
All right, Huntington's up the line, strong to the right. Misdirection, and number 40 got sucked in, and the boy's still running. He's run down by number, I can't see it, number 98, I believe it was.
Hayden Phillips almost had him there.
That's 62. I'm going to have to get my glasses checked.
Hayden Phillips almost had him there on the corner, but Huntingdon showing that speed to get around. Just a great effort there by the Mustang offense.
Call between plays a little longer with these second and third stringers in there. Ball's high, given to the halfback, and he's run to his left, and he's got some room cutting back against the score for about a 6-7 yard gain.
Just a great job there by the Huntingdon offense. Again,
Backside on the defense did not stay home, and opened up a wide piece of real estate on the backside for the running back to run through.
See the replay here, and the first team roster was given to us, the Huntingdon reserves here now, but again, not a lot of drop off there with the Mustangs, a talented stable of running backs. This broadcast is being brought to you by the media class at Southside High School, and a lot of our students here behind the controls. Crystal Autry directing, Alex Glenn and Derek Bailey working camera today.
All right, the Mustangs are lined up again, strong to the left. Ball's high, quarterback rolls to his right and throws. I believe he caught that ball.
It appeared to be batted down for a moment by the Southside defender. Will effort a replay.
I couldn't tell if he caught it off the ground or not.
Great effort there by the Mustangs. We'll take a look at the replay here. The pass. It was batted by the Southside defender, but someone was able to make a catch for the Mustangs.
Well, they marked it as if he made the catch, so.
A great effort by the Huntingdon receiver, but you hate to see a defender not be rewarded.
Here we go. Quarterback takes the ball, turns his left, and gives to the right on the backside, running, and I believe we have.
Again,
he must be about a yard short.
A little bit of smoke and mirrors there by the Mustangs. The quarterback rolling left, the play going right.
All that twisting and action in the backfield can give linebackers a headache trying to keep up with who they've got, what responsibilities they have.
We'll effort a replay here. Quarterback rolling left, the ball being ran right. And the ball is on the one.
Yeah. Maybe about the half-foot mark. I'd look for a quarterback dive here. And there it is, and there he goes. Touchdown. More excelled at the running back, the key positions with speed and experience. What Driggers needs to do is just continue running. He has some bread and butter plays, and they need to work, and this team needs to keep working on what they're doing and just execute. One of the passing plays are there. It's just a matter of making the connection. The screen plays, I believe some of the best plays the Hawks had tonight was the 3 screens that we threw. All of them were good guard gainers. The option needs some work on, especially if you're going to option with that left hand. But he's got some kids out there that are doing some good things. It's just a matter of more reps and getting better. It doesn't matter how good you are, you can always get better.
A lot of the young players now in on defense. 66 in the backfield, but the quarterback able to elude the pressure and get downfield.
Good little run. Give a football player confidence, make him faster and stronger, and that's what the summer program is all about. What confidence that can run, throw, and kick and do it all.
Huntingdon may have that in Jake Sisk. The reserves in here, a little bit of trickery. The pass play, will the defensive back be able to make a play?
No.
I don't see any flags, so we're going to say good.
He back gives up the middle, number 24, fullback, and he is clogged up for about a year.
Your offense, you go back to play number 1, your bread and butter, you give it to your fullback. The fullback for Southside is Andrew Hill, a rising senior here for the Southside Hawks.
Andrew's a good-sized kid. He, if we can hit that hole quicker, I believe he can do well.
Cadron Edwards, your quarterback, your slot backs. Quentin Dodson, Austin Burney, the keeper, the pitch.
Pitch is bad. Behind the tailback or slot back, ball went on the ground. We were able to recover.
Quick replay for you. Cadron with the pitch, and not able to see it there, but
quarterback's eyes were not where they needed to be on that play. When he made that head move to go to run like he's going to run the ball, and then determined that he needed to pitch the ball, he needs to make that option not only with the ball in his hand motion, but also with his eyes. He's got to know where the ball's going.
Play number 3 for Southside in this drive. The starters back on the field.
Ball's play on the ground. And
recovered by the defense, but
it looked like the quarterback wasn't ready to receive the snap, or the center that fullback, and noticing he didn't have the ball, and he over pursued and was able to play. This play is a gain of about 3.5 yards by number 6.
Austin Burney there. You check out the replay, finding the hole, a tough runner, a great second effort. You just want to see the officials blow the whistle just a little early when it's a scrimmage.
Yeah, that boy was trying to run against, looked like 4 defenders, and holding his own. He did get knocked back, but he made his ground.
Play number 6 here for the Hawks this series.
Motion to the right. Another handoff to number 9. Running laterally, cuts it upfield for a gain of about 3 yards.
Great effort, and this is something opposing coaches have to look out for this year. Now it's Cade Willingham on that play at quarterback, and the guy who was at quarterback is now running slot.
To the left, give up the fullback. A little better gain. He's gaining about 2.5, 3 yards there. I'd like to see him run it again. Here we go. Dive up the middle. And the quarterback kept it. Nice run. Nice run. I haven't seen that play yet. Quarterback still running. About nearly 20, 18 to 20 yards.
Would you say the biggest offensive play for Southside this scrimmage?
That is definitely the biggest one.
We'll take a look here. We'll cue it up, the replay. Crystal Autry, a director here for Southside's Media Claims.
The play before this one, quarterback made about, the fullback ran for about 4 yards. It keeps those linebackers honest when he can do that time and time and time again. Quarterback kept at that time with faking the fullback up the middle.
Positive play, the biggest gain offensively for Southside this series. Maybe 3 more plays here for Southside. Busted play?
That play would come back. We had 2 men in motion at the same time.
Working out the kinks here. It's Southside and Huntingdon preseason action. The last scrimmage of the preseason here for Southside. Spring practice, Southside and Huntingdon.
Well, the rain's let up for now. Hawks come to the line. They got twins to the left.
Kay Willingham at quarterback. Cadron Edwards, your left slot. The
Give to the
handoff to
halfback.
Bernie.
And gain about 2.5 yards. You need to be able to take advantage of their weaknesses. Having a quarterback that can be able to do everything enables you to do that.
Cadron Edwards showing his athleticism there, but he just couldn't get him.
He ran back against the grain, but the pursuit was just too strong at that time.
Take a look at the replay. See Edwards cutting back. Just
Block
no
on the
blockers
defensive
there.
end was let go and caused Edwards to reverse his route.
I'm thinking they got away from the format. I want to say that was more than 10 plays.
Maybe. All right, here we go. Quarterback under center, motion to the left, and the quarterback keeps the ball. Nice little run. He's wrapped up. That's perfect. No one would score against them, and they'd score every time they had the ball.
They're human, they're young, but they are out to show they could be a great team this season. Cadron Edwards, will he get in to pay dirt? Be a positive way to close out the scrimmage. The Southside starters back in.
All right, here we go. Another bad snap on the center exchange to the quarterback and met by 2 defenders by the Hawks.
Take a look at the replay. High snap, or really the snap's in his hand. He's just going to handle it. And you want to see the defensive pressure get there, and they do that. Jack Brown there, one of the guys, one of the Hawks.
So it's good pursuit.
So the first play the Mustangs take on this drive is the quarterback keeper, or we're going to call it a quarterback keeper. We don't really know. A little bit of a busted play. They could have had other plans, but a good job by the Southside defense.
All right, here we go.
Just look at that Huntingdon offensive line. They are impressive.
Yeah, they are. All right, Huntington strong to the right. Give to the running back, and he's looking for daylight and finds it. All the way down. That's
not what you
60,
wanted to
70 yards.
see if you're the Southside coaching staff. You want it to be bend, don't break, but you just look here, and Huntington showing strength on the line and speed on the outside. We take a look at the replay here. Big bodies for Glenn Hilliard.
Defensive end got washed inside, and it just sprung the play.
You hate to see your defensive backs get caught up like that as well, with them being your last efforts defensively. And Hilliard just running away, speed to get away from the defense.
He's got some speed. All right, Mustangs coming to the line again. They're showing strong right formation. Oh, Sally again. We stayed home well that time on the corner play. Corner made the tackle. Gain of about what, 3 yards.
Positive yards there for Huntingdon. Southside switching out on the defensive line. Some of the players we have in there now. Again, be a very important scrimmage for a lot of the guys on the baseball team that got back. Didn't really get the full time of practice because of baseball, but they hoped to, like everyone else, close out the spring with a good effort in the scrimmage.
All right. Quarterback turns and rolls to his right, looking to throw the ball, throws it, and ball's in the hands of the receiver, but dropped.
Coach, just take us through that. He's doing this, complete turnaround. What's the mindset there? What's the game
Well, the
plan?
turnaround by the quarterback is enabling the backside to get upfield, make his cut, and then come cross field. If the wide receiver just goes in his route, makes his cut across field, and the quarterback doesn't make that turn or make a hesitation, then the quarterback ends up being in front of the play, and the receiver the quarterback would have to throw against his body to make a reception. So that's the purpose of the twist there.
Great.
Seconds coming up the line, strong to the left, and there's another bad snap.
You don't know who's going to get it here.
All right, here we go. Little good play. Hike. Rolls to the right with a handoff. I'm liking what I'm seeing here on defense in this series.
Southside showing good effort, and we do believe that to be Huntingdon's first team. We believe that was Glenn Hilliard there running the ball. Making it a little harder on the broadcasters because the Huntingdon jersey's numberless.
Line play on the Hawks defense seems to be stepping up a little here.
Few of the Southside players on defense now. Jaquarius Stark playing corner. Cadron Edwards is in there. Andrew Hill at middle linebacker.
All right, here we go. Quarterback's looking
Pass.
to throw the ball right up the middle, tight end, and runs for about 15 yards.
How did he catch that pass?
Well, he caught the ball nearly at his shoestrings, so that was an immaculate catch, as they say. But he was able to pick it and hold on.
Pass by Huntingdon quarterback Sisk. Great catch.
He had to reach back and low for that. A little bit more pride on their shoulders to do well. We've got him wrapped up in the back. Big number 70 and number 50.
And Mason Taylor, they're on the stop. And I think if you see it, well, watch the replay. The quarterback got a little bit greedy. He wanted to go deep. He had a couple options. And check out the replay, Coach.
It was good snap exchange, but he just had pressure from the backside and had to roll out to his left, and the defensive line was able to penetrate right up the zero hole.
So Southside ending the scrimmage on a positive note. If you like scores, we can call it 35-0 Huntingdon over Southside, but even more important, a lot of lessons learned here on the field today for Southside. Again, Greg Hammond and the Southside Broadcasting class, Coach Mark Goodson, our students working the equipment. We are very proud of the effort that our Southside students put in. Crystal Autry directing, Alex Glenn on camera, Derek Bailey on camera as well. And a lot of the clips you saw today, Tradarius Cannon doing work during the week to prepare for this broadcast. We want to thank Coach Mark Goodson for joining us, and we hope you enjoyed this broadcast of Southside and Huntingdon. Hey, we'll see you in the fall.
Thank you, Greg, for having me.